What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thought before I forget, we'd finish up the last of these assassination contracts. This one's going to send me home for one last time. Probably won't be coming back to Orzammar. Kind of strange is you start the game here, and this is home, then, you know, the exile and all the adventures and making camp with, you know, wardens and your followers and this and that and exploring all the strange lands and blah, blah, blah. And you come back here, and this place really isn't home anymore. It's just as alien as any other place, full of idiots trying to kill each other, you know? I mean, it's neat how they pass that feeling along as what was once familiar where you start. Now you come back and it's all kind of estranged. You know, you're essentially not just an outcast, but this just isn't home anymore, you know? Anyway, kind of cool how they pass that feeling along. I believe some parts of the palace now are unlocked to us that wouldn't have been before we settled the whole Harrowmont Balin thing. Like this right here. I don't remember if we could get into this room before, but obviously that chest we couldn't get into or else I'd looted it already, right?
Please be quiet. My patient needs her rest. Fools and their politics. The poison was probably imported as a king killer, and she got dosed by mistake. Never seen anything this potent. It's a very strange toxin. I know there's a counter, but the ingredients are so rare, it just doesn't matter. If you can chase these things down, I'll thank you, but I won't get my hopes up. The stone will take her soon.
It's the most potent thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it. But, pulls a slip of paper out of his back pocket. I just happen to have the antidote right here. Here you go, just follow these simple instructions. Why can't I make it? Because I'm a tier 4 poison maker, not an alchemist. But you've got a top tier alchemist on your party. You can make it, right? Actually, I don't think I ever gave Morrigan that 4th point in alchemy because I didn't go the potent lyrium potion route to make all my money earlier. Could have, easily enough, but I didn't. Anyway, or else essentially I'd just make it right here on the spot. But, so that is a quest that's probably going to go undone here because I doubt I'll be thinking about it later to give her a point in that, make that, and come all the way back here again. And yada yada yada. It's a few XP that's I'm probably not going to miss. Now this human ambassador down here, I found this interesting, is the dwarves are one of our few allies that we can actually fight the blight with, right? And one way to deadlock the dwarves is to get into their government and kill off their current leader or whatever and put their whole assembly into deadlock, and they essentially shut the doors until they've dealt with their problems, then they open them back up again, and they're not really interested with surface problems in the first place anyway. But we did get their allegiance, and so if you take out the current lord, right, then they're deadlocked again, and then they go through the whole thing that we just solved. Start that all over again. So it's no coincidence that you have this king-killing poison here, and this human ambassador here. I'm sure Loghain's hand is behind it. I have no problem accusing him of what, if he's not doing it, he would if it crossed his mind. No doubt about that. But, yeah, anyway, one of our few allies, you know, we had to go through hell and high water to get the mages, had to go through hell and high water just to get the dwarves on our side, and, you know, we've taken Loghain's agent out of the circle, which was Uldred, and his pets, right, and, Balin essentially wouldn't have served Loghain, but he was a lot like Loghain himself. But for his own personal reasons. Actually, I'd say Balin was a lot more like Howe, not Loghain. Loghain, I don't even think, is in control of his own actions. So, let's see if we can get another contract here. Hold on.
If I could have a moment. You've been busy traveling all over, and such tragic news you keep bringing. I was wondering if you'd check up on one more person. I'm sure you'll find this scroll quite interesting.
I actually do. This one, speaking of Howe, this is where Howe's man, essentially they kidnapped the wrong noble's son and held him up for ransom, okay? Now, this guy is more like a real man in that his son gets kidnapped. He's not trying to deal, okay? He's not trying to just ransom his son so Howe can profit by his crime. He wants everybody involved with it dead. I don't blame him. Anybody involved with that needs to be dead. Don't kidnap children. Well, he shouldn't, and get away with it. Let's put it that way. Alright, so of course, Howe being the double-crosser that he is, this deal's going bad anyway. And so the Crows are hired to do this, and I'm like, you know, these assassination contracts that we've had here, They all work in our favor. Honestly, I would have done these things anyway. Like this right here, you didn't even have to ask me to do this. Just tell me about it. I'm gonna come take all this trash out regardless. So I'm like, you know, these crows. Now I have no qualms in saying that Ignacio would kill an innocent man just as well as a guilty one, just as quickly with no remorse whatsoever. I have no doubts about that in my mind. But I can say that the contracts that we've been given here have all worked in our favor. Qunari mercenaries, you know, a forward force that are either going to be up for hire for someone like Marjolaine or something like that. She had several of them in her employ. There was, I believe, a Qunari mercenary also working for Loghain or Howe's men that tried to lure us into that trap in the Pearl. And so these Qunari mercenaries here, and they don't seem to pop up in any good sense. Even the ones sent to get Leliana, there was a Qunari mercenary or two involved in that. So yeah, they keep popping up in bad situations. These are great. These are actually worth it.
Am I?
I heard there was quite a scuffle in the alleyways. Well done, Warden. Don't worry, Warden. Some friends have rescued the boy. He's already safely home back with his father, his very important father. You took care of the father's other requirement. The man who kidnapped his son, Captain Chase, is quite dead. Thanks to you. I've nothing more for you. I hope you found the contents of the chest satisfying. My superiors want me to convey their thanks. The Crows aren't accepting any new contracts on you. And when this blight ends, we'd love you to visit Antiva to discuss other opportunities.
I could attack him if I wanted to. I think I'm gonna play this out though.
I did what I had to do, but there's no more need for word games. The Civil War brought many old grudges to a boil. You'll be pleased to know that those contracts helped your own cause, some more directly than others. After all, it is not in the Crow's best interest that the Archdemon wins. For a time, we thought that Loghain was the only man for the job. But that's before we got to know you. It was too late then, of course. Talisan had already accepted a contract. Even now, until you kill all of Talisan's men, you will have to fight my brothers. We never cancel a contract once accepted. And I was expecting the same. But our order has survived the centuries because we always uphold our deals. Like I said, sending Zebran after you was nothing personal. We've determined you are a far better ally than an enemy. Just visit us in Antiva when all is said and done. Just remember our offer. We could really use someone with your talents. It's time for me to take a vacation. Caesar has a special stock of wares that might interest you. It was a pleasure working with you, Warden. Luck be to you.
So we part cordially here. Like I say, I have no doubts that this guy, you know, the winds could change and I could be the next one out, but
Warden.
For now it did serve my ends, you know, all those contracts. And those gauntlets are awesome, man.
Good, because it's likely to be your last rest for a while. This is Elena, she's...
I am Queen Anora's handmaiden. She sent me here to ask for your help.
Or perhaps the young lady prefers to speak for herself.
I am here for Loghain's daughter, not for Loghain. Their interests are not so similar as they once were. The Queen, she is in a difficult position. She loved her husband, no? And trusted her father to protect him. When he returns with no king and only dark rumors, what is she to think? She worries, no? But when she tries to speak with him, he does not answer. He tells her not to trouble herself. My queen suspects she cannot trust her father. And Loghain, he is very subtle, no? But Renton Howe, he is privy to all the secrets and not so subtle. So she goes to Howe. A visit from the queen to the new Isle of Denerim is only a matter of courtesy. And she demands answers. They now know she is a threat to her father's power. I think her life is in danger. I heard Howe say she would be a greater ally dead than alive, especially if her death could be blamed on Owl Eamon. Because you do not want Loghain ruling for Riordan, and if Anora can speak at the Landsmeet, her voice would sway many nobles.
We may have no choice but to trust Anora. The Queen is well loved. If Loghain succeeded in pinning her death on me, I'm not sure that's a risk we can afford to take. I fear if this is a trap, we are already caught in it. They can kill Anora whether or not we act, and blame her death on us. Few would believe our word over Loghain's. We can only defend ourselves with the Queen in hand.
Well, I guess there's a point to that, but I don't trust this lady at all.
There are so many new guards every day. A few more will not cause much stir. I will show you to the servants' entrance. We must slip in and out with my queen before anyone is the wiser. I will go ahead to Howe Estate. Meet me there as soon as you can.
Okay, all that subterfuge and showboating and game playing and drama that you're all down with from your Elysian courts and stuff. Okay. That's never ended well for you, so I'm not even going to start down that path. I'm going to take care of this my own way. The right way. But, whatever, we'll play along. She's got it just a little bit too well planned out anyway. And, yeah, I don't trust her any... In fact, I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. As far as that goes. But, whatever. We'll go ahead and head to Howe's Estate. Knowing this is a trap. But,
Yes.
I mean, Arl Eamon does have a point. If we don't get her back either way, this is going to end badly. So we might as well put our hand into it. And at least try to do something about it. Now, my question here is Arl Howe, I don't put it past him, but does he in his mind think he can pull one over on Loghain? I mean, he's down with this kidnap, torture, murder, hold for ransom, kill the hostage anyway type behavior. That he thinks he can get away with it with Loghain. The treachery's there, I have no doubt. I wondered that Arl Howe isn't trying to build his own army from under Loghain, while Loghain's preoccupied elsewhere or something, maybe?
On the other side of the house. We must slip past this crowd to reach it. We will have to be very careful. Arl Howe is inside. The estate is in poor repair. The new owl, he has not been very prompt in paying his workmen. I will be right behind you. This way.
Yeah, I don't trust you, lady. We're not going to do it your way, we're going to do it my way. These people need to be careful how loud they cry at the front gates. They'll wind up disappearing. Howe's got a place for people that you don't even necessarily have to piss them off. Icky, just because he can. He gets off on this type of thing. I think those first few arrow hits are like a guaranteed type thing to start you off in a deficit in this little ambush right here.
This should be easy enough.
So anyway, if Howe thinks he can get away with this one way or another, Loghain's behind it doesn't so much make sense. Except as a lure, a trap. I guess essentially could be as simple as that. Taking a look, see if there's anything useful. That will be coming back here again.
I can distract the guards, but you must move quickly. More guards patrol every hour. If they find these two missing, they will know... how you say... something is amiss.
Good, then I'll kill them too.
I will lure
No
them
problem
into
with
the
that.
courtyard. Wait in the bushes.
The army that Howe's making for himself is made up of murderers, kidnappers.
I saw something by the fountain. I think it was a darkspawn.
Darkspawn?
They will drag us all underground to be eaten.
Should we call for help?
Did you fall off a cart full of stupid? Call for help? So they can see us act like scared little girls because of some knife-eared wench?
They will eat us all alive. Please get help.
If there is something out there and we don't sound the alarm, we'll look worse than scared.
And drast these holy knickers. Fine, we'll check the courtyard, if it'll keep you from wetting yourself. But there's nothing there.
Thank you. Oh, it was over here. Quickly.
Too much play acting here. And unnecessary cutscenes.
It took me forever to be rid of those two. You are certain you will not wear the disguise? The servants here, they have no love for Howe, but they will be frightened by strangers bursting in. She's in a guest room off the main hall. Andraste, guide us.
I'm not going to wear the disguise specifically because she wants me to.
Thieves! Brigands in the house! Guards, help
Warden
us!
senses tingling. Let's get started.
Kind of a let's just get this over with type of thing. Let's go ahead and draw everybody here, take them out now, and then we don't have to worry about it, right?
Let's get started. Let's make this quick, shall we?
Sweet, didn't lose anybody either. Nice. Well, that's about half the horde at least, right?
What's on your mind? It is no...
Busybody is really just not going to let me ever loot anything, do anything without her, just letting me know she's on top of it, huh? Win, get out of my business. That's an order, not a request. Stop raping me with conversation every time I try to interact with something. Oh, Win's been trolling me for a while now. Alright, so, essentially what I'm just going to do is I'm going to clear this out. Now, like I say, knowing that the only people that Howe hires, are the ones capable of no good thing, and no problem removing these guys now. It's people I won't have to fight later. Probably fighting right alongside the Darkspawn type thing, you know?
Let's get started.
Just sit there long and strong and just snipe the crap out of us, huh? Okay. Should've taken this guy out already. Okay. And we'll get reinforcements. Like I said, they'll run out of men eventually. Might as well get them all out of the way here. On our terms. This is nothing like the hordes they give us in Dragon Age 2, though. We're just wave after wave after wave. Before you're done with the first wave, the third wave is coming. You know, it's, man, it can be brutal sometimes. One thing I can think of right off the top of my head is the Guard Pretender Barracks. Oh, man. I hate that. I hate it so much. Oh, nice shot, dude. Assuming I was in stealth. Alright, one last double check. Get my stuff.
Finally, some wildlife. I thought everything was
The Barrier actually the biggest threat. Yeah, we literally drew the whole fort this time. So I think I'm about to lose Alistair. Yep. I think so. Yep, there he goes. Couldn't heal him fast enough. Did I leave it? I left a friggin' dog over here. God, that's my bad. Actually. There we go. I think that's the last major mob, at least upstairs. Only a few stragglers here and there.
complete. On to the next.
Alright, so if Howe is hiring these new guards, this is more than just a security force for his mansion, so to speak, you know? Type of thing. There's more to that than what meets the eye. This may be old news, but it's something I'm just seeing or thinking about. Is that he's essentially creating his own force here. I guess he thinks that maybe in his kidnapping of the daughter, he would attempt to one-up Loghain. I mean, you know, like I said, wouldn't put treachery past him, right? But he also has gotten a few of what do you call it? The Terrans or all ships or whatever. Not just from, you know, the Kuslan lands, the Kuslan Estate, Highever or whatever. But then he's now Arl of Denerim 2, while this other guy's missing, and, you know, all this other stuff. And all of that very conveniently is, in the process of doing that, he did two things. He prevented any reserves from reaching Ostagar to back up the king's troops. So definitely giving them a hand. So the king lost half his fighting force there, right?
The Grey Warden is here, my lady.
Thank the Maker. I would greet you properly, but I'm afraid we've had a setback. How am I supposed to answer that? Shall I try to shove my crown under the door? Do you think the royal family has a secret knock? My host was not content with leaving me under heavy guard. He sealed the door by magic.
I did not know. There were only guards here when I left. We must get her out of there.
Don't panic, Elena. Find the mage who cast the spell. He'll most likely be at Howe's side. Well, if he didn't know you were here, he soon will.
Please, Warden, I beg you, do not leave my queen here.
Free me, and I promise you my aid in the Landsmeet.
We do not have much time. We must go before the guards discover us. Baron Howe will probably be in his rooms. They're at the end of the hall, on the left.
Why can't anyone just be straight up? Ever. It's annoying. Okay, I don't know what this guy thinks he's doing. He's gonna come in and do single-handedly what, like, his other 500 homeboys couldn't, huh? Okay, yeah, you can just yell real loud. There we go. Alright, so we need to find our way down into the basement. There'd be probably a few more troops, but there's some treasure rooms and things I definitely want to investigate. Not like I have a real need for loot, but loot is loot, and I gotta have it. You know, just because. I wonder what all these different prayer statues represent. I wonder if there's something to that. I know there's not a monster under every bed, but I'm just curious.
Here.
Look, you didn't say nothing. Wait, who are you? You're not on my watch. Call the watch! We've got an intruder!
There is no more watch. They're all gone. I promise. Here, let me show you firsthand. I'll send you to join them. I'll holler at you, buddy. No loot? Really? Okay, well, that kind of sucks. Oh, I think if you're wearing the disguise and you talk him through cunning, convince him you're a guard or something. Look at this. What? Oh, that's nice. I'll take all that. Take all that. -2 willpower. Those minus willpower stats, remember what it said about Morgan's robe?
What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is getting the stuff. And you know what? That's it. Go sit in the corner. Go sit, your timeout. Wins and timeout. That's just too much busybodying for me. She's trolled me enough. I'm sorry, guys. That actually annoyed me a little bit. For about the 50th time. Okay, now if you started the City Elf origin, this room would be familiar. This is where they were raping the elves. Grey Warden documents, those will come in handy. I don't remember where you found those, but there they are. Sweet.
What? Who goes there?
I thank you for creating such distraction, stranger. I have been waiting days for the opportunity. Do you think you could... Alistair? Is that you?
Who? Wait. I do know you. You were at my joining. He's one of us. A warden for Morlaix. Jada, I think. Or was it Montsemar? I'm afraid I don't remember your name.
I'm Riordan, senior warden of Jada, but born and bred in Highever. I'm glad to be home. With an offer of hospitality and a poisoned chalice. I was fool enough to think Loghain didn't yet know who I was. Yes, these are my records. The names of the dead I could recognize at Ostagar. What I could find of Duncan's own recruitment records. Copies of the joining ritual I rescued from our Denerim vault. Those should never be seen by any outside eyes, but I trust in their encryption. Would that I could, for Ferelden sorely needs them. But for the joining to work, the recruit needs not only fresh darkspawn blood, but a drop of blood preserved from an archdemon. Ferelden's supply should have been in the vault, but it was gone. I can only imagine someone took it out and Loghain either confiscated or destroyed it. As you know, the joining's chance of success is slim anyway. Loghain has done far worse to the Wardens than cut us off from recruiting. And from the rumors flying through Denerim, removing him from the throne is already your plan, no? I saw him going to the dungeons. He may still be there. I wouldn't be much use to you in my current condition. And if you'll pardon me, I've a sudden desire to breathe some free air. I will seek you out later, after I find a good physician. And good luck, sister.
Alright, so Loghain is going so far as to go after the Wardens elsewhere also, not just in Ferelden. So this isn't a, I don't need them for the Blight. This is a, and he may not even be in control of his own actions. I don't even care. Doesn't matter. There's no point in wasting one breath of effort in explaining him or making excuses or anything. There are none. Period. But he would go so far as to try to obliterate the Grey Wardens altogether. The only threat against the Blight, so whether he knows what he's doing or not is kind of irrelevant. The will that he's serving isn't his own. It can't be. You don't go this far out of bounds to destroy an entire order of individuals who have done nothing to you, as long as they're not a threat anymore, you know? But, I mean, I guess you could see us as being a threat, though. But, not just because we're Grey Wardens. Simply because we know his crimes firsthand. We don't need a judge or a jury, because, we don't need witnesses to determine his guilt. We already know it. And he's doing it to us directly, so we have every right to, handle up, which I'm fully going to do when the opportunity presents itself. Like I say, when you list his crimes, at some point you say enough is enough. No making excuses, no giving benefits of any kind of doubt or anything whatsoever. Child molesters, rapists, murderers, kidnappers. Don't get that. They go, and then the world is better because they're gone, because they're out of it. Period. Well, but they had a reason. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. The results were a lot of people who aren't supposed to be dead are dead, right? And a lot more people will be dead as long as they're around, either directly or indirectly because of every word they say, every thought they have, everything they preach and do and think, and it's all corruption. It's all pollution to the world around them. And I'm not even exaggerating, you know? It's pretty simple, actually. So, go ahead and take the trash out. That's essentially our job now. In order to get things right, you have to take away all of your enemy's allies, and Loghain is the Blight's greatest ally. In fact, I would say the Blight is Loghain's ally. Or something. I don't know, they're serving each other, one's serving the other. It doesn't really even matter. Like I say, the reasons for it kind of become irrelevant after a certain point. It's just a matter of trying to limit the damage this guy is doing so that you do have some chance on doing anything on Ferelden's behalf. Because this guy is set to destroy Ferelden from the ground up. Seriously. Now this down here, alright, this is Howe's essentially torture chamber, his own personal dungeon here. We're going to see evidence of crimes above and beyond just your run-of-the-mill, you know, controlling enemies and stuff, as he has his own little machine working down here, and some of this I don't think that Loghain is privy to. Loghain probably wouldn't care as long as it, you know, as long as it kills good people and promotes bad things. I don't think Loghain's going to mind anything that's going on down here. But I think were he to find out that maybe some of this is working against him in the long run, at least in Howe's mind. Like I said, I think Howe's creating for himself a power base underneath, you know, out of Loghain's watchful eye. I would guess that that's his whole thing here.
On it.
It's his plot.
Right.
Good for us, though, if we can just get them both out of the picture. Ferelden might have some small chance of surviving. In my opinion, the biggest threat down here is the mages. If I can get a little mana clash, you know, into these rooms ahead of time, take these mages out. These guys aren't so bad. don't think they can hit us hard enough or fast enough to outweigh Wynn's ability to heal. Now, you know, I did have a small problem with the Mabaris upstairs because simply I just let them go too long.
Finished.
There was still a Mabari around, and notice he was doing as much damage as all the rest of those soldiers put together. I guess they have like a really high attack rate, you know? And they do decent damage. Plus they have a lot of health. They're kind of hard to take down.
Done.
Okay. Come back and check that room in a minute. I want to get, like I say, any mages, if there are any. I love how Wynn can kind of look ahead of time. You know, what's not cool is fighting one horde and attracting an entire other horde. I think these guys are kind of spaced out to where if you don't just go, you know, run down the hall screaming and say, look at me, and then try to run back and draw everybody, you know, I think you're good, but if we were to get mobbed by everybody at once, this could probably get ugly. Okay, well, Wynn thought she was trolling me again. She paid for it that time. Haha. Maybe she'll stop that. Hey, Wynn, it's kind of hard to troll when you're laying on the ground like that, isn't it? Yep, that's right. Go run on top of his body, try to keep me from looting him. look at this crap. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that has to be scripted in to the coding. It has to be. That can't be accidental.
Oh, Maker.
You have to activate the actual door itself. There we go.
What month is it? Are you some enemy of our Urians? Please, I feel like I've spent half my life down here. The Arl's son, he abducted my bride on our wedding day. When I tried to rescue her, I don't remember. She was screaming and he was laughing and I charged at him and woke up here. I don't know if she's even still alive. Dead. Then who's ruling? His son, Vaughn. He struck me down and I woke up here. People were so angry, they were thinking of petitioning the king. There have been many changes since they caught me. I need to find out what happened. I need to get home or flee the city. I thank you for your aid, stranger. I wish I had more than gratitude to offer.
I don't want anything for that, man. Go home. You've had enough for no reason at the hands of these pieces of shit. I don't remember what's the deal with this guy.
They said to retreat. The horn sounded and we turned, and then the screams. We rode and they screamed and screamed and... Mother, can you smell the blood? They said it was only Darkspawn. But we ate them too. They died, and we left them in the swamp. The witch. The witch!
He's obviously mad. I don't think you'll get anything more out of him.
Safe? Is there a safe? Perhaps next door?
That's got to be relevant, and I somebody clarify that one for me. Something he said had to have a lot of relevance, and I'm not getting it. That'd be some key. I mean, part of the retreating forces, lost in the wilds, the witch. I mean, Flemeth is the first thing that comes to mind. But Morgan, maybe? Or, I don't know. Like I said, there's something to that, and I just don't, I don't see it. I know I'm missing it. Alright, I'll come back and get any doors that I've missed. Most definitely. There's one guy in particular I'm kind of looking for.
I'm unable to do
Okay,
that.
I think I need Howe's key to get through that door. That leads out, but that goes back upstairs, I guess. Well, it says I've covered it. No, I know I'm missing something, but you know what? Let me take care of this first.
Well, well, the Grey Warden. I must say I'm surprised Eamon would condone you invading my castle and murdering my men. Is he losing faith in the persuasive powers of his land's meat?
You seem to want to talk.
You should have left when you had the chance, Warden. Slunk off to the Anderfells to hide with the rest of your kind. This land's meat is a farce. Loghain will triumph, and you will die.
I sense something drawing near.
Or I can kill you, take a dump on your corpse, and talk about your mom while I'm doing it. I could do that. Let's see if I can't take both your girlfriends at the same time. We'll holler at them. Nope, not yet. Oh yeah. You know how? I totally forgot. I have that too. Make sure all your sisters are out of the picture. Still got some over here. You like that?
Make her spit on you. I deserved more.
Someone's getting spit on, but I don't think it's me. And I deserved more. Like I said, I think he was making a huge power play. That he was looking at whatever Loghain would have gained. Maybe he could take a lot of this and put it on Loghain once Loghain gains power. And try to usurp him once he has essentially all the lands under his control. Like, you know, he's been Loghain's right hand, but I think he was trying to consolidate all these things for himself, you know?
Make her have mercy on your faithful
And then cross out Loghain too, somewhere on down the line.
Stay. Bride of the Maker, have mercy on me. Alstana, is that you, little sister? No, I don't know you, do I? Are you real? Where am I? I'm Erminric, Knight Lieutenant of the Denerim Chantry. You aren't one of the Tern's men?
He sounds like he's in lyrium withdrawal. He's got all the signs, confusion, weepiness. He probably doesn't even know what he's saying. If the Grand Cleric
or maybe he does.
Were in here, she'd be spitting hot coals. Nobles don't have authority over Templars.
I failed in my duties. Make you forgive me. I failed, and there's no telling what he's done. The Malefica. He had turned blood magic upon Templars and Circle mages to escape from his tower. Near Redcliffe, I cornered him, but the Tern's men took him from me and brought me here. Yes, he destroyed his phylactery. We were spread out, trying to find him. I was alone. You are real, aren't you? My dreams are so strange now. Please, if you're not a dream, help me. Give this ring to my sister, Alstana. Tell her I'm sorry. Please, ask her to pray for me. Lady of perpetual sorrows, pray.
So Loghain,
Who's that?
made the whole
Stay away.
Jowan thing happen. We already knew that.
I'll have you all flayed. I'm the Arl of Denerim.
Are you?
I'm Vaughan Kent.
No, what you are is a rapist.
The Arling of Denerim, it's true. Too many of our troops were lost.
No, you're a rapist.
When the riots started, Howe came with men to reinforce the garrison here. Or that's what he claimed. As soon as I let him into the palace, he threw me in here. One more victim of the Elven uprising, he said. Let me out of here. I'll do anything.
Interesting. I'm going to show you what rapists get for destroying the lives of women, what murderers get for killing people who don't deserve to die. I kill someone who does deserve to die. Okay. The world is not a better place because that isn't done to people like you. Now the world is a little bit better place. At least the Dragon Age world is. Because you're not in it. If you say, that's not mercy. Yes, it is mercy on all of his future victims that are no longer victims because he's not there to victimize them anymore. His existence was an abomination. Alright, I don't want to go back upstairs yet. I'm missing one more captive down here. Oh, looks like I get to fight another horde of enemies, too. A lot of this is also gathering dirt, you know, as evidence against Loghain for the Landsmeet. Of course, the more thorough you are, the more of a convincing case you can make against him. Not that you really need to make one, but people insist on being sheep and refuse to see the obvious. Unless you just literally hit them over the head with it. Well, no, then they still don't see it. They just blame you for hitting them over the head. Even if all you're doing is telling them the truth. Yeah, it's a shame.
Don't leave me here. Get me out of here. That's an order.
Oh, well. Important things first. I gotta loot the place. Hold on.
Was this supposed to be a lesson? Did my father think it funny to leave me for so long before sending you? You move in august company, stranger.
I am Oswin, son of Ban Sigurd, of the Dragon's Peak Bannon.
If you aren't one of our soldiers, pray tell me, who should I be thanking for my rescue?
Then I have no question about why you would come, Warden. For it is your men who have suffered the most here. You have my heartfelt gratitude. And I assume the gratitude of the entire Dragon's Peak Bannon. If my father sent no one after me, I can only assume that he does not yet know the true colors of the snakes he is allied with. But if you talk to him, I'm certain he would offer you any reward you might ask. One soldier returning from Ostagar was my wet nurse's son. We have been friends since birth. He told me his unit was ordered to turn their backs on Kalen at Ostagar, before the Darkspawn overwhelmed him. The next day he disappeared. When I went to search for him, I accepted a drink from a stranger and ended up here. I do not know whether to thank you or curse that I cannot put the pincers to him myself. I swear, if there be any forum to speak out against Loghain, my father will be there. Now, please, I must try to get to him. I cannot see the last of this place too soon.
I don't blame you, dude. Alright, so before the Darkspawn overwhelmed the king, we know that Loghain retreated. So his cowardice is evident. He's not a hero of Riordan. You know, trying to make that excuse for him based on some past that no longer applies. That's a dead argument.
Because there are two sorts
He's
of
just a
people
coward.
in this house. Those loyal to Howe, and those loyal to me. If Howe's people find me, I'll be killed. And my people will insist on escorting me back to the palace, where my father may also have me killed.
And actually, I say Loghain, whatever's going on with Loghain, we know demons tend to run and hide when confronted. They like to slink and sneak and slither in dark places, like slimy slugs under the floorboards in the mud, you know, that type of thing. So, uh-oh, this isn't good.
Warden,
that's a lot of
In
people.
the name of the Regent, I am placing you under arrest for the murder of Riordan Howe and his men-at-arms. Surrender, and you may be shown mercy.
This is how far the truth gets you with these people, though, watch.
Don't be ridiculous. The Queen isn't being held prisoner here or anywhere else. Her father would never stand for such a thing.
What?
Sir Catherine, praise the Maker you're here. This brigand tried to kidnap me.
Mm-hmm.
Bring them down! Loghain wants the Warden, dead or alive!
Warden sends his tinker.
Now, one disclaimer, it's possible through exploits to back up into previous rooms and lure these guys out one at a time, and if you do it just right, you can get out of this alive. But it's essentially designed where their attack rating is about 500, their defense rating is about 500, and you've got a boss in the middle while you've got these archers.
Barely met.
It's hard.
Already, she betrays us. She and my mother would get along famously.
What in
No doubt,
Untrusted's name has happened? Are you all right?
The wardens have been captured.
Oh, but she leaves out the best part of this tale. The part where she threw us all at Loghain's henchmen and ran.
What? How could this happen?
Never mind that. The question is how to free her.
Surely you mean them, Your Highness. We need Alistair too.
Yes, of course, I meant Alistair too. Catherine will take her to Fort Draken. Getting in will be no small feat.
She wouldn't mind if Alistair was lost in the process, would she? But yeah, this is it's I don't even know if it's avoidable. You wouldn't want to avoid it anyway because it's a new area to discover, right? And this can actually be pretty funny. This is Loghain's torture killing chamber for anyone loyal to Ferelden. This is what they get for being loyal to Ferelden. That's why they're being killed here. Anyone who knows of his crimes or would fight for freedom and fight against evil gets killed by Loghain. Here, that's what this fort is being used for. And this is rather embarrassing.
Oh, you're awake. I was starting to worry. Join the Grey Wardens. See the sights from the floors of the best prisons in the land. It's not much of a recruitment slogan, is it? I hope you
I think I'm going to play this one out. If you go the other way, you get to do this rescue mission. You get to play as like Leliana or Wynn or whoever you pick. But this way, I think this would be fun. Messing with this. All right. Thanks for watching. Want to subscribe? Click that button over my head. And I will catch you guys on the next one. For my videos, click the box on the left. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.